center of the Birmingham summer, the Commonwealth Games. A 41-year-old wait ended with a bronze medal winning exploit.
Hello and welcome to the match number 4 of this Asia Cup 2022. I'm your host Damini Basu. India started their campaign on a thumping win against arch rivals Pakistan and are more than confident to carry on with the momentum. I take this opportunity to welcome my panelists today, Joydeep Mukherjee, Boria Majumdar, Shomrat Roy and Rohan Chaudhary. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining. Joyda, if we have you, and can I begin with you? You starting away with your thoughts on India continuing with their momentum from their previous win against Pakistan in this upcoming game against Hong Kong.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I think it's just, this match will be more about getting ready for the T20 World Cup. Whatever work is going on, yes, there is an Asia Cup in place, but ultimately you're trying to fill those spots. That is the ultimate goal. That's the reason why Jasprit Bumrah is not there. That's the reason why Shafiri is not there. If it was a niggle, this was the T20 World Cup, they would have been here because you play through niggles. You play through injuries. Sami played through injuries in 2015 World Cup. A knee injection every day before the game. You do those things. But now for Team India, for any team, it's all about getting ready for the T20 World Cup. What do we need to get ready? Where are the points? Where are the areas we need to look at? I think batting is a worry for India. As I said the other day, Rohit, not in the form of his life. Virat, okay, maybe come back. KL hasn't batted for a while. Surya, new to this area. Hardik, the only one looking really. Pant out of the team. Dinesh Karthik playing. So it's not as solid and rosy as it normally is.
Continuing from here, Boria, I'll come to you. A very solid point which Joyda makes here, the batting of Team India is still a big worry. I would like you to highlight your thoughts on a struggling KL Rahul. KL Rahul has now been for quite some time struggling with his form.
See, the point is very simple. What Joydeep said is spot on. The batting is not looking great.
Absolutely.
If any of us say, Virat's innings of 34 or 35 was convincing, it wasn't.
Yeah.
KL obviously did not get any inside edge out. Even if KL scores against Hong Kong, and I want to take it to Joydeep also with your consent, that even if he scores against Hong Kong,
I know what's coming.
Yeah,
I know what's coming, Boria. I know you too well.
On that, Joydeep. Even if KL scores tonight, what does that mean for the larger picture? Rohit, KL, and Virat, similar batsmen. Where was that we were told so much about approach and India's different approach? We did not see any of that. Are you convinced that these are your top 3 going into the World Cup?
Boria, that's a great point. The reason the approach is not different is because none of them are in the form of their life. If you're in good form, then you can take it to the next level. Right now, they're really struggling to get their A game back. So A+ is out of their mind as of now. So first you get your mojo, get your A game back, then you think about taking it to a new level. Now KL, average 40, strike rate 140, but you're as good as your form today. And the only reason he's out of form is because he hasn't played for a while, which is why Damini, you and I discussed, why didn't he open every game in Zimbabwe? Why didn't they bat first in every game? You want 3 tosses. You want a guy to be ready for the Asia Cup, for the T20 World Cup. You've got the #1 opener in the team with you. He's captain, make him open. So those questions, were unanswered. And right now we've got a top 5 where it's a bit iffy. And KL will be in my team. But, again, it's about form. It's not about the names.
That's a very solid point both of you make. Shomrat, I'll come to you. India's top 3 is now the hot topic, a topic of discussion. Everybody wants to talk about the top 3, the batting order of Team India. Joyda and Boria talk to us about KL Rahul's form. Let's have you talk to us about Rohit Sharma's form, because Rohit Sharma has undoubtedly contributed a lot. We know how talented a batsman he is. But the way he got dismissed in that clash against Pakistan, it doesn't suit him. What do you think?
Rohit Sharma is always a key factor, X factor, you can say, for Team India. He's been struggling from past few matches and all. So he needs some a breakthrough for he need to some score big, because after settling, if he looking up to him like after taking 22 balls. We are looking at him like he's very set. But after a few times, playing some sluggish shots and giving the wicket to the opposition is not totally acceptable at the big stage. We are expecting a big performance from the big man like Rohit Sharma and all. So that is the thing. This perspective from my side.
Let's get Joydeep in again. Joydeep, Rohit. I mean, again, not someone who has been in good form. Also had injury concerns. COVID during that test match in England. Going into the World Cup, huge platform, India, ICC tournaments. Your thoughts on Rohit Sharma? According to me, by far India's best captain. But as a batter, you need Rohit back. Your thoughts?
Spot on. He was superb with his captaincy against Pakistan. He was just so spot on. So good to see. But you know what? Sometimes I feel, and I think you'll agree with me on this, when I saw that the previous era play, they never took time off from international games. Yes, they didn't have an IPL, I agree. But
Yes,
I never
absolutely.
saw Tendulkar, a Ganguly, a Lakshman, a Sehwag take time off, you know. And when you're not in form, not in the best form, then even more so. The only person I remember who took a time off was Mahendra Singh Dhoni when they went to Sri Lanka when Mendes ripped them apart. That was the only time. But that apart, Tendulkar, you know, you're in touch with him. What, 24-year career? Never said that I need time off. And all that there has been is 1-2 month tournament. It's not that they are playing everywhere in the world. So my take on this is that if you're not informed, then you play every game. You play Ranji Trophy, you play Vijay Hazare, you play Mushtaq Ali, because Vijay Hazare and Mushtaq Ali is no walk in the park either. And that's where you made your name from.
Exactly.
Form will come back once you go out there and score.
Express yourself.
Absolutely. So Joydeep is 100% right. That is why.
And Boria,
yeah, Joydeep.
Boria,
Yeah.
on this, we were playing the Mushtaq Ali playoffs in Kolkata after playing the group stage in Ranchi. We came here, and Suresh Raina had scored 17 runs in 4 innings for UP. Then he came here, they qualified. First 10 balls, he'll get out 10 balls. Then he got 100 in 70 balls, 120. After that, against Bengal, after that, he was unstoppable for UP, for India, because you don't say, oh, my form is good enough for Vijay Hazare, but not for Mushtaq Ali, not for India. Form is form.
Exactly. And just adding on a bit to it, like you just stated that form will not come sitting at home. You have to go and express yourself. Just like appearing for online exams. Online exams will not fetch you the marks which you deserve or something until and unless you're going to the hall and writing the exams. Rohan, the hierarchy. Let's come to the all-important man. Yes. See, I don't even have to prompt you. Virat Kohli.
Exactly.
Virat Kohli, I'll just frame the question. Yes, he played that balancing innings, though we can't say that it's the kind of innings you would expect from somebody like a big man like him.
Exactly.
He had to do it because India had to start with that unfortunate dismissal of KL Rahul. I need to ask you, Virat Kohli, from that innings, would you say that yes, he is in the path to coming back to his original form, or some way is he still struggling?
Actually, what I think is when he started the innings, I was actually looking forward to him make it big. And if you remember Rohit Sharma's dismissal, and then the next Virat Kohli's dismissal, almost same, almost photocopy. So it was not necessary for him to play that shot. Actually, what I believe actually, but he's a legend. But what Somrat said that these three need a breakthrough. So I think this match can be that breakthrough. So
let's get Joydeep on that. Joydeep, a big score against Hong Kong from Virat. Does that get him back? Would you want him to start the way he does? Would you want him to change his approach and bat fearless and go big? How do you approach an innings when you know in your own mind that you've been struggling, mental health issues, you've been struggling on the pitch, not getting it big? How do you approach if you were Virat Kohli?
It's a great question, Boria. It's not surprised coming from you. 2 things here. In my humble opinion, I don't think it's only a mental issue. I think there's a technical issue, there's a physical issue to it also. So if you don't hold the bat for 30 days, I have no idea how you're going to sort that out. A. B, you can go hammer and tongs against Hong Kong, you can take your time and play. But it's almost like saying you're getting ready for a class 12 exam, and today you're going to take you're doing a mock test with the class 9 papers. Fine. If you do well, confidence, but at the end of the day, it's a game between ball and bat. It's the bowler who hurls the ball, and it's that level of that ball that the batter should react to. So when somebody tells me I got 100 against Mohun Bagan, I got 100 against East Bengal, so I asked them, did Porel play? Did Mukesh play? Did Akash play? They said, no, sir, they were playing for Bengal. I said, then you didn't play against Mohun Bagan. You play against the team. Who bowled to you? So it's about the level of bowling will not be same as a Pakistan or even a Bangladesh, or for going further, Australia, England, New Zealand. But yes, as far as getting runs under your belt, getting some confidence back, feeling good about yourself, hitting the middle of the bat, those things can happen. But it's not the be all and end all, because you still got to do it against those big teams with that really good bowling lineup. And it's not one game. You're going to do it 3 games out of 5. You're going to do it 6, 7 games out of 10. Then you will get it back. And Virat has done it all his life. I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, I'll stop Joydeep there, because now Joydeep will be slightly disappointed because he's not here. Because Joydeep, what we're going to do is you will be sad. So have the smile on your face.
I'm already sad. I'm already sad at the sip you took while I was talking. So you can add to it.
You aren't here. So we are missing you. Next time we will obviously have you in the studio. Will be a pleasure. So all of us are having our thumbs up. But now, Rohan, why don't you get it out? So we were doing this thread today on puchka. So Just My Roots has actually sent us puchka to have on the set. There you go. And we also have our top jol. We also have the tamarind water, which is so very famous for.
Oh God, look at Joyda.
Joyda,
how are you feeling, Joyda?
You know, I'm drooling. Drooling.
Damini, go for it. As host, you deserve the first one. All yours. Chalo, hai khao.
Let's save something from our other color also.
See, Kolkata puchka is amazing.
It's
Joydeep,
unbelievable. It is so delicious.
This
question for you.
I'm sure it is.
When you watched Hardik Pandya the other night, by the way, thank you, Just My Roots, thank you, thumbs up.
Man love.
Always,
I've got man love for Hardik
Pandya
Pandya now.
Yes, you must go with Hardik Pandya while we have a couple more puchkas.
Man love.
When that last over happened, when Dinesh Karthik took that one single, and Hardik was back on strike, was a dot ball. In that one instant when the camera panned to him, with his eyes, he was like, don't worry, I'm there. The Hardik Pandya being stretchered off, the Hardik Pandya closing out matches. You know, I've been talking to him at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, all of his recovery period. So one knows how much he has given. Talk to us about Hardik Pandya.
For me, he is the #1 cricketer in the country right now for what he brings to the table. And I'm not saying this because this is in the form of his life. An all-rounder, a proper all-rounder, and I think with all due respect to everybody, he's probably the proper all-rounder we've had since Kapil Dev. Okay? Somebody, I'm talking about the fast-bowling all-rounder. Now, for me, you know, he's somebody who can win you a match with bat or ball. And is not the word, or. He can play in this team as a batter. He can play in this team as a bowler and not do the other discipline. That's how good he is. Now, the best thing that happened to him was Mumbai Indians didn't retain him, which is the reason why Hardik Pandya 2.0 is here. And then marriage and kid and everything else. He's just taken to captaincy in this. I loved his cricket. Now I love the guy. I always loved his cricket because I knew what he was capable of. But I also thought that there was a part of him that did not let his cricket come out, which is happening now. There were issues about his temperament, about how he was. But when I saw him captain, and we were on RevSportz doing IPL, when I saw him captain Gujarat, and when I saw one young boy getting tongue for 2 sixes, and he went to him, arm around the shoulder, and he said, hey, no problem, man. Yeah, I've got hit many times before. How are we going to handle this, man? What do you feel? That's the guy you love, man. He's been there, done it, and he's helping the others.
Continuing with the Hardik Pandya topic, if I can have my young, if you guys are now, completely rejuvenated with the puchka and the thumbs up. what do you two, have to say about Hardik Pandya's performance in that very important clash against Pakistan? How good was Hardik Pandya? Just the name.
Just to let you all know that I'm not as well connected as Gloria, but I also have my contacts.
Wonderful, wonderful. Go for it.
So,
That's actually the sign of a sports person. A sports person will make sure he's giving it back to you.
Good one.
Very good.
so after the comeback of Hardik Pandya, we can know Hardik Pandya 2.0.
Yeah.
So after all of injuries and all, we can see that back in 2018 against Pakistan that he's injured very badly. After that thing, we needed that thing breakthrough. We didn't perform in the international matches and all. So after that, we saw in Hardik Pandya 2.0 from IPL 2022. So it was a completely different thing from Hardik Pandya. We are knowing that something is coming from that guy. So he's a very humble, very down-to-earth guy. I was always up to him to score big for our team. And when he goes to gone to the England and all, he performed well there too. So he's another big X factor for us and all. So we're very looking forward to him.
A final question on Hardik Pandya from Rohan before I go to Joyda. Now let's have you talking us. Just tell us what you felt about Hardik's performance in that clash.
So, if you remember, Damini, last year only I told I want some big innings from Rishabh Pant and Hardik Pandya. So,
You didn't have this one. Go on.
So, unfortunately, Rishabh Pant wasn't there, but I was happy to see Hardik Pandya back in form.
Yeah.
So, I actually, when I even watch IPL also, I love his shots. The cracking shot, that sound of the ball in the middle of the bat.
Absolutely.
So, and as sir mentioned, the last ball, the way he actually calmed Dinesh Karthik, sir. I knew it was coming basically. So he has that confidence in him. So he's superb.
He also told that reporter that he was very confident.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that the ego he was there. He was confident, not overconfident, but confident that he will deliver that shot and all because the pressure is on the bowling side. On the bowler is under the pressure.
Yeah.
It's a one-shot game. He always said it there.
This is the same thing I
Just-
told
just-
my dad over watching with me.
Just
Yeah.
on that, just on that, you also need to have the skill set to be able to do that. One is having the confidence.
Exactly.
Okay.
Absolutely.
One is having done it in the nets, having done it in practice games, having done it for Baroda, having done it for Mumbai Indians, having done it for Gujarat. He could have held out a bit long on also. On another given day. That's why sport is so there's no guarantees. Next day, this ball down long on throat. Otherwise, we wouldn't have won the World Cup in 1983 if Viv Richards hadn't hit that ball to Kapil Dev. So that's what makes sports. So it's the skill set that he has. The reason he's so good is because as a batter and a bowler, his skill set is outstanding. He can play in the Indian team at number 3, number 4, number 5, wherever he wants. And there aren't too many players you can say that about.
Let's also tell our viewers, we've got Devashish Sen on ground in Dubai, and we will ask our producer Shopney to be in touch with him because he's at the ground. So what's going on there, we will obviously play those visuals also for you. So if you see our reportage, we will have from this Sunday onwards. I will be in Dubai myself. I requested Joydipda, fortunately he's got some family celebration of great proportion. I can't say it on air, but that's why he's not able to, but there is a possibility to try and get him for the final. So RevSportz will have major numbers in Dubai starting this Sunday, like we do for every sports event. So Shopnil, get in touch with Devashish. We need a feel of the ground as well. Before you ask Joydeep, Rishabh Pant, Dinesh Karthik, a lot of people were surprised. Were you? Does Rishabh Pant fit in this side? Thoughts on Dinesh Karthik versus Rishabh Pant?
No, see, if you look at the future, I'll go with Rishabh Pant. But I feel at the position that Dinesh Karthik is batting, they're looking for him at number 6, the finisher. They're looking for somebody with a little more stability. Rishabh Pant range, what he can do with the cricket bat in hand, we all know. But last 2 IPLs, last 20 T20s, he has often thrown it away. He's batted at 4, he's opened. I think for somebody, you make him bat at 4, then open. Somebody who's not been able to sort of get his mojo in one place, if you fiddle around with him too much, then he doesn't get it anywhere. because completely different skill set for opening, for 4, for 6, unless you're a matured guy. Now, a lot of us forget that he's 23 years old. We feel that he is, Surya is somebody who has a lot of skill set, but he's 30. And he's had 10 years of first-class cricket behind him. First-class cricket is a great grind. It gets you ready for the international level as well. As far as your maturity is concerned, as far as, how to get out of tight situation is concerned. Now, Dinesh Karthik, I think, made his first-class debut in 2000, 2001. 22 years later, he's playing for the country still. So, I'm surprised that...
Let me ask that in a different manner, Joydeep. Yes, so basically, if I understood you right, short-term solution, stopgap solution, Dinesh Karthik, long-term, Rishabh Pant. How are you going to do the World Cup? Bigger Australian grounds. Do you see Rishabh fitting at the top in place of anybody else? Do you see Rishabh waiting out his opportunity? Obviously, the bird's eye view, ultimate focus, Australia. How do you see that happening?
No, if he plays in this 11, it has to be in place of Dinesh Karthik. I can't see the top 3 going. I think Surya is invaluable with the range that he has. And, in team, 3-4 games where you fail because you are asking a guy to go and bat at 150 strike rate. So your chances of failing are that much more, So that's the give and take. So your strike rate and your average. So somebody like a Shikhar Dhawan, average 35, strike rate 130. Okay, now you go to somebody like a Surya. Okay, average 28, strike rate 145. There are some like David Warner. It's a balance between both, and the best of them balance it out. So the higher the strike rate, usually the average is less, the number of runs is less because it's that amount of chances that you're taking. So for me, Rishabh very much required in Australia. He's the guy who will win you games which no other person in the team can. But then again, he cannot throw it away. Rahul Dravid and the management have to get into his head and make sure he plans the inning better. And it'll come around. He will be a guy who will be the number 1 T20 player in the world in a couple of years' time. But he's just not there yet.
Okay, let me ask Damini, but before that, Swapnil, get in touch with Devashish. Tell him I'm on the show. He's actually messaging me about the match visuals. Tell him Duryada is on the show to send it to you.
Damini, when that last over was happening, describe what you were doing. Hardik Pandya, the first 148 people thought it would be a relatively easy chase, but it was Pakistan.
And a word I will also ask Joydeep about Naseem Shah, because we need to celebrate sport in its entirety. But firstly, last over, Hardik Pandya, your thoughts.
I honestly would say that I had, for a fraction of a second, my heart stuck in here because, my condition was just like Dinesh Karthik. I could just see 2 different people. There was Hardik Pandya, as cool as if nothing is happening, and there's Dinesh Karthik with an expression that the whole world is crashing down, coming to him. Any moment he'll collapse. And I was there sitting, with my fingers not 2 double crossed but 4 crossed, and I'm like, Hardik, whatever you do, just get that ball out of the over boundary. We don't care how you do it, just do it. And then Hardik did that famous मैं तो हूँ ना क्यों टेंशन लेने का and that shot. Well, he just relieved that pressure off me. I can just tell you, I couldn't even swallow my own saliva. Just get that ball out of the over boundary.
And a billion other people.
I mean, one can understand the sentiments of a fan, but and we are celebrating Hardik the batter. But more important, Hardik the bowler. He was bowling those heavy balls. 3 wickets there. Bhuvi coming into his own. Once Jasprit comes back, all of a sudden you are seeing the makings of a decent attack. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, Bodia, sometimes it's not just the wickets. It's the planning. It's the execution. He could have bowled this spell and got 1 wicket or no wickets. Wickets is not a direct reflection of how you've bowled. I've bowled some terrible spells and I've got 5, and I've bowled some really superb spells and I've ended up with 1 or 2. So can't be equated with bowling well. But how well is he planning the short ball? How well is he executing? One thing is knowing that I got to go and bowl the short ball outside off stump and it cannot be above the helmet because that's a wide. So you got to go on a pitch where you're playing for about 10 minutes. You got to figure out where am I going to pitch the ball, where a 5'9" batsman and a 5'5" batsman, it is between the shoulder and the head. That in itself is one hell of a task. I can tell you that. Because more often than not, if you're below the neck, it's gone for 6. If you're above the head, then it's a wide.
Before you
So,
gentlemen can continue, I have a question on continuation of Rishabh Pant and Dinesh Karthik. And if I can have both you gentlemen giving me your thoughts and helping me with my thought process, is that, that previous clash, everybody has talking that why Dinesh Karthik above Rishabh Pant? Because there was no update that Rishabh was injured or there was some spasm or anything whatsoever. So I need you two to explain to our viewers whatever made the team management go for Dinesh Karthik rather than Rishabh Pant. First Joyada, then Buriada.
I think stability. I think they feel that at number 6, when the heat is on, 4 down, sometimes 5 down, you're batting with the tail. To be able to bat with a guy who is more used to batting at 6, has been in the form of his life at 6, has a range, a huge range at 6, can do things at 6 where he can play around with the field. They probably thought Dinesh Karthik is the better guy. Rishabh Pant right now doesn't have as much of a range as Dinesh Karthik or a Surya Kumar Yadav, but he has something else. He can clear the field anywhere. So you either need to have range, which these guys have, or you need to have brute power and strength and timing, which Rishabh has. So I think it came down more to be able to be more dependable. We can depend on him a little more. Same reason why he played in that World Cup also back in England, which we lost to New Zealand.
Yeah, I'll answer that question while the question to me, I think he used the word stability.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is about the team. If you take Rishabh Pant the individual and Dinesh Karthik the individual, it can be different. People will say Rishabh Pant is more talented, and that's 100% right. Rishabh Pant is the future of Indian cricket in many ways. I don't think India has, keeping MS in mind, in Test match cricket, the number of hundreds he scored overseas is something extraordinary. So Rishabh Pant is an X factor incredible cricketer. Having said that, shorter, like Joydeep said, what Dinesh Karthik brings to this team, and it's always about the team, the balance of the team, what the team needs, is that little stability in overs number 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
That's what Dinesh is offering this team at this point, based on his IPL form, based on his performances. That's what the team is going for. It's not a yes/no answer that, you know what, we prefer Dinesh over Rishabh.
Yeah.
But at the moment, given the combination, that's what the team is opting for. And I think short term, this is what will happen.
Yeah.
Over a period of time, one needs to see if Dinesh is actually able to do it consistently. If not, they will always go back to Rishabh.
Absolutely.
Boria, just to add, just to add to that. So 10 balls, 24 to get. Okay. Fast bowler bowling, long on, long off back. Yorkers coming. That's the plan. So Dinesh Karthik will play with the field. We'll move outside off stump, slash it over point, try and scoop it over fine leg. Rishabh Pant will try and hit it over long on for 6. He'll clear the field. So 2 different ways of getting about it. Which is working more for who is the guy who plays.
Okay, so let's give that update. Devashish is struggling a little bit with technology, but he is sending us a report from on ground, and we will publish that report, play it out for you at the end of this particular show. But it's almost what? Toss time, Nalini?
No, we are moments away from the toss. So a quick update from you two. Is that anything from you, Joyda?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So, before the toss happens, when we get our playing 11s, you two tell me, do you expect to see Pant in the clash against Hong Kong, provided India's management such a controversial? I won't say controversial, but this pick of picking Dinesh Karthik over Pant.
So I don't have any thoughts about that only because both of them is a good option on that list. And I think Indian team will explore their options by giving chance to Dinesh Karthik.
Yeah.
The Indian team will see that how he performs in that segment, 17, 18 over, 19 over.
Yeah.
So Rishabh Pant already has that carry for that thing and all, but they will still try for their long-term thinking because the World Cup is coming up. So India have to think for the long term and have some backups for their in hand. What do you think?
Rohan.
So I'm a Rishabh Pant fan, so I want to see him. But as Sir said and Gavinda mentioned, if they're looking for something more of a like the stability in the final over, so Dinesh Karthik is the choice. But I would love to see Rishabh Pant playing.
That smile says a lot of things. Joyda, we are still yet to get an update on the toss and the playing 11s. If we can have you telling us about your thoughts on should, I won't use the term minnows or
Let's talk about Hong Kong fielding is what the update is from the center that we are getting. So Hong Kong fielding, Joydeep, India will bat first.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that before we give the playing 11? Joydeep.
And Hong Kong won the toss and elected to field. So I think they want a leather hand. So obviously, I think there has been a little bit of juice in the pitch. It's done a bit, and you always try and get as much advantage as you can if you won a toss. It's been hard. There's been a little even sprinkling of dead grass, rock solid, little bit of moisture. So they're hoping it'll do a bit, and it's good for India. I think they need to bat. That's what was one of my issues in Zimbabwe, where we're chasing in 2 games. Only in the last game we batted first, and it's good that everybody can have and get 20 overs and play properly. Take a bit of time, probably. That's something that they don't have with teams that are as good as you. You're going to get on with it. This will be probably one of those games where you can give yourself a little bit of time, and our batters need it.
One would want KL and Rohit. Moment we get the teams, we'll announce them. But KL and Rohit to get in. But you know what? I have this memory from Dubai.
Yeah, please
Hong Kong versus India.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they sort of gave us a few palpitations and the heart rate went up.
Yeah.
When Hong Kong was actually gaining control of that match. And I was watching it with Babar Azam, Imam ul Haq, and Shoaib Malik in Shoaib Sania's house in Dubai. And all of a sudden, the Pakistani cricketers were getting excited. And I absolutely remember. And then there's one run out, and then obviously the collapse happened. India won. Yeah. But for a period when Hong Kong was going really well, and you could sense the excitement in Babar, the great guys, terrific guys to be with them. We were having a chat, celebrating Imran Bhai's birthday, I remember. But that was a funny incident. So Hong Kong, some good players there. Some good players, some expats. If you see if you see this associate nation international cricket, Oman, because of Pankaj Khimji, tremendous contribution to Oman cricket. Hong Kong, some of these fellows have been around for a long, long time. You will see some Kuwait. If you see domestic cricket, I was doing this show with the CEO of Kuwait, Vanuatu, Nepal. These are countries which, Nepal, for example, if you go and watch women's cricket in Nepal, you will see stadiums at chock-a-block for every women's game. Every women's game in Nepal. So that is the kind of craze you will have in these particular countries. So Hong Kong, don't expect India to just score a huge amount of runs and kill them. They have some good players. And that's what you want to see, because that will help cricket globalize.
The toss, India batting first, Hong Kong will be fielding first. What do you think? Are you expecting a very high scoring game?
Expecting at least 200.
200, why? Because India back very well, or are you considering Hong Kong to be winners?
The top order, I'm looking forward to it because they need to come back in this match because they have some serious matches in the upcoming games, so they have to capitalize their chances. So that is the thing. They have to score 200 plus if they have to show something to the world.
I would want to see the top 3 batting very well, because them getting back in runs would be good for India in the upcoming matches. And from bowling perspective, I have one thing. I want Arshdeep Singh to actually, if he's playing, I think he's playing, to get some wickets, because he's a newcomer in the team for this series, so, and he's a replacement also. So he getting big wickets might signify his
good one. I mean, you spoke about the top 3. Joydeep, thoughts about Jadeja at 4? Is that a stopgap? Is that a World Cup kind of plan, experiment that Rohit was talking about? How convinced are you about Jadu's ability to bat 4? Thoughts on that?
No, I think it was a more left-arm spinner, leg spinner plan. I don't think he would have batted at 4 otherwise. The time he came into bat, there was the leg spinner and the left-arm spinner bowling in tandem. I know the leg spinner has a googly, so that's an off spin as well. but he's a phenomenal player of spin. Jadeja read that. He knew that there was going to be spin for a couple of overs. Ultimately, we lost a few wickets, so he batted for a while and saw us through. But what was good to see was his maturity. But I still feel it'll be Surya at 4 and Jadeja later.
I'll just say, I was about to stop you gentlemen from continuing. The big update comes as all of us wanted and expected as well. Team India in their playing 11 have made just one change, and that is Rishabh Pant comes in replacing Hardik Pandya. So join the yes, the laughs and the smiles. Here we go. Here we are. They all speak volumes.
Replacing Hardik Pandya.
Have you speak your thoughts, yeah, Joyda?
Replacing Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at that expression.
Must be injured, niggle. You want to save him for the playoffs. There, India is almost in, so like that, I can understand. Yeah, I mean, if one of your main players have a niggle, he's in the form of his life. He can take a week off. Won't do well for us, but he can just walk into any match and milk it, because when you're in form, it's an awesome feeling. And form is not at your beck and call, as some of our greats are realizing. So yeah, I'm sure it's a niggle, and that's an easy one. See, Pant is the guy who's going to get in no matter who sits out, unless he's one of the bowlers. So that's an easy one. It'll be good for Pant to also play along with Dinesh Karthik and prove to everybody that okay, I'm the one for the next game.
It's an interesting call.
Yeah.
I mean, if there is no niggle, then you don't see this.
Yeah.
So Joydeep is spot on. I mean, there has to be some thought behind sort of Hardik rescue. Obviously, it's not a drop.
Yeah.
You don't drop your best
Yeah, of course.
under the circumstances. So you clearly are experimenting.
Yeah.
Maybe if he has some whatever niggle, you're giving him a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Because again, if India beats Hong Kong expectedly, and if Pakistan beats Hong Kong, it's India versus Pakistan on Sunday. So that's the point. I mean, viewers should know. I mean, there was some talk on Twitter. That was always the plan.
Yeah.
I mean, Asian Cricket Council always knew it would be an India-Pakistan on the 4th. That was always the plan, A1 versus A2. If you read A1 versus A2, who's going to be A1 versus A2? It's India v Pakistan.
Yeah.
And that is the idea, that you get these two teams to play 3 times.
Yeah.
Again, you expect them to play in the final.
Yeah.
And you run all your way to the bank.
Yeah.
That was the idea. So you expect an India-Pakistan clash, so it's the next one, you would want Hardik back. So if there is even a little bit of a niggle, give him a rest, get him back to Pakistan.
So, speaking about this change, if I can take this opportunity to read out the playing 11s of both Team India and Hong Kong. We'll begin first with Team India. Here it goes. Rohit Sharma, captain. KL Rahul, Virat Kohli, Surya Kumar Yadav, Rishabh Pant in place for Hardik Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, Ravindra Jadeja, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Avesh Khan, Yuzvendra Chahal and Arshdeep Singh. That's the playing 11 of Team India for you. And for Hong Kong, the playing 11 goes as follows. Nizakat Khan, captain. Yaseem Murtaza, Babar Hayat, Kinchit Shah, Aizaz Khan, Scott McNally. He's the wicketkeeper. Zishan Ali, Harun Arshad, Ehsan Khan, Ayush Shukla and Mohammad Ghazanfar. That's the playing 11 for Hong Kong. Who's the? Presumably Rishabh Pant. So yeah.
Because if you're going with Karthik as your long-term or immediate short-term for World Cup, then it has to be Rishabh.
But Bhuria, I'll come to you with this. Just explain it to our viewers and to all of us. Replacing Hardik Pandya for Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant being a wicketkeeper, have 2 wicketkeepers in the team.
You want to give Rishabh okay. I mean, Rishabh has to be part of your scheme. Because Rishabh Pant is too good a player, too important a player to be left out. As Joydeep said, he can walk into any team. So if there is a niggle, and you're already playing, that's what I was very close to listening to you, you're playing 5 specialist bowlers. You would expect your 5 specialist bowlers to do the job against Hong Kong. You've got a Jadeja, you've got a Yuzvendra Chahal, you've got an Arshdeep Singh, you've got an Avesh
Khan.
So you've got your 5, Bhuvneshwar Kumar of course, you've got your 5 specialist bowlers. So you have it covered. Once you have it covered, you want to get Pant again. If you're leaving Hardik out for whatever reason, niggle, rest, whatever it be, you want Pant to be in match shape. Because Pant in any day, any circumstance, any situation can be a match winner. So that's what they're trying to do.
But with all due respect to Hong Kong not being a very strong team, why against Hong Kong? Why not against any prominent teams? Rishabh Pant has been given a game.
No, you're playing Hong Kong and then again you're playing Pakistan, right? So which is a match where you can't go and do any experiment. Pakistan, you can't experiment against Pakistan. You've got to go saying, boss, it's 1- the shooting, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And if you have an opportunity today, give Rishabh a game. In case he has to play, he's in match shape.
Yeah.
So Rishabh Pant is too important. So is Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
So you want to rest Hardik Pandya, you rest against Hong Kong and not Pakistan, right? So, but Joydeep, talk to me about Hong Kong. It's always been about India, right? So far, when you're Hong Kong, you've got an opportunity to showcase your strength in front of a billion television audience. You've got the whole world watching you. What will Hong Kong players be like when they go into this clash?
I was watching the qualifiers as well, and they held their own. There were some superb cricketers, some shots that they hit, the way they bowled. I don't think this will be a cakewalk for India. Yeah, I expect India to win because India right now for me are playing at about 65-70% of their potential. So at 65-70% potential, maybe they'll roll Hong Kong over. But what I liked about Hong Kong is that the last time I saw them play and this time, there was a huge difference between them. They've improved a lot. And that was from all of them, all the teams, Singapore, everybody else was there. They're a lot better than they were. And as you rightly said, to globalize this game, cricket is a 12, 14 country sport. To make it at least a 25, 30 country sport, you need these people. You need all these teams to get into this game.
Absolutely.
And then only will the fun come maybe in 15 years time. Sri Lanka in 70s, I remember, I was growing up and Sri Lanka everybody used to roll them over. They won a World Cup. They won a World Cup before England did. Okay? So, if you have the system in place, look at Bangladesh. I know they're a rough day, but I used to go and play cricket as a pro in Bangladesh. We used to have a reciprocal with Bengal where we used to roll them over. Look at what they've done. So if the system is in place and if you're at it, you will be there.
We'll also tell our viewers that Devashish's report has come and we can play that report at the end of the show, which will be in another 7-8 minutes, because the countdown to the game has started.
Yeah.
So, Damini, over to your final round of questions, please.
So, as we approach towards the commencement of this game, we are just moments away. So, with all due respect to Hong Kong, I won't be asking matchups like I always do in all my shows, but I'm going to request each one of you, starting with Joyda, to give your player of the match, whom you expect to play outstandingly from Team India, like I always ask. Joyda.
I'm going with KL Rahul.
My goodness, take a look at that. Joyda, have you used your complete clairvoyance power, the title that I gave you?
Yeah, because we need him to fire. Looking at the bigger picture, not this Sunday, not this tournament, he's a phenomenal player. And for us to compete in the T20 World Cup, we need these guys in full flow.
Boria, coming in to you, I have to tell you this. Joyda taking the name of KL Rahul, I can make out it has been so tough for him because unfortunately Hardik Pandya has been rested. Otherwise, I would have even asked this question. I would have told
Hardik and Surya.
Hardik,
Hardik, Surya, and Chahal are my top 3 always. But sometimes I want to go. Now I want to get the others on. These 3 are my favorites.
Our viewers also know the same. Boria.
Yeah, but it's difficult for him to pick, even if Hardik was playing.
Yeah.
Against Hong Kong, when your team is batting, you
Yeah.
don't want to go to Hardik or Surya.
Yeah.
You would want your top order to fire.
Yeah.
Because if they don't fire today, then what are you talking about? You're talking about a failure in Pakistan against Pakistan today. So the pressure will grow.
Absolutely.
He's mentioned Rahul. I will mention Rohit. Because Rohit again, Rohit's my favorite player.
Yeah.
And somebody who I've seen grow up, somebody I'm extremely close to.
Yeah.
And according to me as captain, he's the best captain India can have.
Absolutely.
There's no debate. His understanding of the game is second to none. I was actually having a chat with Sachin some days back, not too many days back, about a couple of days back. And Sachin was talking about that test match in England, which we lost, 377 chase. And he was mentioning to me, he said, look, Johnny Bairstow and Joe Root, they love the feel of the ball. So he was like, you know what, had Rohit been there, India may have tried the tactic that these guys did in 2007 against Australia. Saurav Ganguly's last test in Nagpur, they were bowling wide, making them wait. They were killing the game, making something different, unattractive, ugly cricket, but important cricket. Rohit can do that as captain. His understanding is fabulous. You would want Rohit the batter, because if Rohit the batter gets in form, you want that man, because he is the immediate future of Indian cricket. At least till 23, when he will captain on home soil, it will be Rohit and Rahul Dravid. So you would want, like he said, Rahul, important call. You would want Rohit Sharma, the player, the captain, the batter, all to come back to form.
Yeah, spot on. I could have picked any of them. Yeah, I picked KL. Boria is picking Rohit, but I could have picked Rohit. I could have picked Virat, because we need all these guys.
So we have KL Rahul, Rohit, Shamrat. Come on.
Virat Kohli or Sky.
Go on, give us one name. Go on.
Virat Kohli.
Virat Kohli, and finally Rohan.
All three are taken, but I will go for Virat Kohli.
So Virat has 2 votes. We have Rohit and we have KL Rahul.
Because we don't want actually the top 3 failing in this match.
Yeah, that's very true.
Very true.
Oh well, it's very tough for me to pick all. I'm spoiled for choices. Okay, I'll go for Rishabh Pant maybe. Okay, Rishabh Pant.
If we three are right, then you'll be wrong, because you won't get to bat then.
Correct. Rishabh Pant might not get the chance.
Joyda, that's so rude. Come on, you can't do this.
Just
Yeah,
pick a bowler. You've got a chance. Pick a bowler. Pick Chahal for me.
Fine. Okay, fine. On Joyda's request, I'll go for Arshdeep Singh. Let's do it.
Once we talk about Arshdeep Singh, see, you want a left arm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want a left armer. India he adds variety to that attack. I would also want Yuzvendra Chahal, because Yuzvendra Chahal is a very important bowler, bigger Australian grounds. He will be extremely important for India. So, obviously all of us have an eye on the World Cup, have an eye on the bigger picture. You want an ICC trophy, for God's sake. I mean, 2013 seems million years away. So we want that trophy. We want India to be ready. How long are we from the start? 10 odd minutes?
Just 10 minutes.
Okay, so let's close this show on this note.
On this note.
That Damini has picked Arshdeep, Joydeep, KL Rahul. I've picked Rohit. Rohan has picked Virat. So has Shamrat. The fact of the matter is, all of us want the top order to fire.
Yeah.
Because we don't want the Virat Kohli a first ball edge. We want the Virat Kohli a first ball dominant defense or a boundary. We want that Virat Kohli. We don't want the Rohit Sharma struggling. We want the Rohit Sharma like the way we are accustomed to seeing a Rohit Sharma. KL Rahul, so much talented. This KL Rahul, it's like the Belgian team in football. If the Kevin De Bruyne's of the world, the Thibaut Courtois of the world do not win a world trophy, the Hazards of the world do not win a world trophy, for God's sake. That's what it's all about. This Indian team has the potential, and these are matches when they need to fine tune. Puchka was brilliant, thanks to Just My Roots. Joydeep balanced it out with his Kochuri in Behala. So he did a fabulous job there. We had our thumbs up, thanks to thumbs up, our Tufan. All of us will be back at the end of the match. Trust you me, we did badminton this morning, we do cricket, we will do the first interview, whoever wins the All India Football Federation elections. This is your home for holistic sports coverage. And when I say sports, I emphasize on the word, because we do all sports. Be it Olympics, be it wrestling, be it boxing, be it tennis, be it cricket, of course, be it football, be it batting, be it anything. Your destination for first-class sports coverage, fan sports coverage, committed sports coverage. We might make mistakes. Pull us up, but do not doubt the commitment. We will be there in numbers for all events. Thank you very much for watching. Shopdale will now play Devashish's report from the Dubai International Cricket Stadium, while all of us, there's a little bit of tamarind water left. In Kolkata, tamarind water is gold. We've got to finish that. Thank you very much. Post-match, we'll
India! Kohli back in the form today!
from?
We are from India and
Yeah. And I could see a little champ here. So who's your favorite cricketer?
My favorite cricketer is Blue.
Of course, our team, India, and all the players are my favorite.
Indian team, and also as I could see that you are having a placard of Rohit Sharma. Can you see him leading from the front?
Yeah, so he has always led from front. So like as always, we are expecting high from India, and they are always there. They keep our expectations high. They do their job pretty well. And yeah, we are looking forward for a good cricket game, and we are looking forward to that India will win, definitely.
Obviously, Virat, award on Virat. He has been.
Yeah, this is like we are no one to comment on Virat. Like he's a king, and he'll be always a king. That's for sure. Thank you.
Selfie are rating us.